Hello, everybody. Hi, Lane. Glad you made it. I know I did this kind of stuff before, but I hope to add an extra twist to it today. And I have here several different mixes. This one will be kind of optional and it will appear in my twist, I guess. But what I wanted to show you, first of all, was how to create a type of Skinner blend without doing a Skinner blend. And for that, you take just a plain white pearl. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Carlene. And you mix different amounts, like for example this would be 1 part, and remember I always use that 1.5 inches square cutter to measure my parts, but you can use any kind of cutter as long as you use the same cutter for all the clay, and all the clay is on the same thickness setting on the pasta machine. Hi, Christina. Thank you for staying this late to watch me. And yeah, I do have a little bit more of the darker ones, and you'll see in a minute why. But in order to achieve this, so as I said, this is 1 white with 1/16 of ultramarine. This is 1 white with 1/8 of ultramarine. This is 1 white with 3/16 of ultramarine, and this is 1 white in which I actually mixed some of that. Remember, I keep telling you about the nurture soaps and their mica powder, and I've shown you before. It is one of their blue. I have no idea. I cannot do anything on my side. Everything is on your side. Let me check if you are indeed paused. If you show in my members. Okay. What it shows to you. Are you talking about the membership on the website? Because I don't see you in channel members here at all. And the membership on the website ended in August last year. So if you want to be and at the end of August last year, in August I announced that I will be completely dismantling the membership on the website, but I will start a membership on the channel, on the YouTube channel, and at the end of August I will completely cancel all the memberships on the website, and you'd have to join the YouTube channel. And if you go on my channel, let me actually give you the direct link. So if you go to my channel, you will see here there's a you will see there an option to join the channel and with all the perks. But everything that was for members on the website has been, actually almost everything, because I'm still redoing the For Peter site, has been uploaded on YouTube. No, I don't. I'm telling you, I don't see you at all in my members. At all. So maybe if you say that you changed your card, it just didn't go through. I'm sorry. I told you I cannot do anything on my side to, to make somebody join or not. I hope that you figure it out. So let's get to what we are going to do. And I am going to actually try and get all these at the same size. So I'm going to cut them like this. They are pretty much even. This one is too wide. So I want to make them all the same size. And it will all depend on this one. And we'll play with them a little bit. Okay. So, my main thing now, okay, they are a little crooked here. So now we go in the order of their color, right? So I'm going to place them one on top of the other. And then gently flatten them. So this will be a stamped Mokume gane. And you can use absolutely any stamp you want. Just remember, you need to flip over your stack, because otherwise whatever's on top is going to flatten more than what's on the bottom. And we want to get it at about the thickest setting on the pasta machine. So that would be 1/4 of their original setting. So this should be, let me see, let me check. No, it's still too thick. I'm not going with it through the pasta machine yet. Hi, Peggy. How are you ladies feeling about this new cold wave? We are supposed to have down to 0 degrees here, but by what I've seen, Kansas is going to be the most affected of the more southern states. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go with it through the pasta machine 2 rounds down. So first I made sure that I am on the thicker setting. I turn it 90 degrees. Now this would be the second, and then I turn it one more time. So I went 3 settings down. Let me get these out of the way. Yeah, we had snow last evening. And it's entirely up to you which of them you decide to put on top. I'm going to go with the darker one, and again, it's entirely up to you what you decide, what texture you decide to use. And I'm going to use this Fern by Cool Tools. One thing, for this to work properly, you will need deep and very defined texture. This is why I'm using the Cool Tools ones, because remember, they are initially designed for PMC precious metal clay, and they are very, very exact. As somebody who has worked and has experience with these machines, you can tell that they are initially created on a laser engraving machine, and that is very important. If it weren't for so much, for them costing so much, I would have started a business of that, but they are way too expensive. Alrighty, so now I'm going to get this done, and in case you are new to polymer clay, this is the something that is done both with stamped Mokume gane and with mica shift. So let me do this first, and then I will give you another little pointer. But as you saw, I put Armor All on the clay. I use Armor All as a non-sticky solution. I know some clayers do use talcum powder or sometimes even water. I avoid to do that because with the talcum powder, I think that it leaves a very fine texture that I'm not comfortable with, and the water can cause mooning or plaquing because there might be tiny, minuscule, microscopic droplets of water that would evaporate and would create a little bit of air in there when the polymer clay bakes. So I am going to press as much as I can. Remember, I have hand issues, so I hope I did it right and it looks workable. Now for the next thing, I'm going to use a very, very thin, and if you don't have something like this, I will recommend you to go either to Polyclay Play, and please don't forget to use my affiliate link. Hi Ilyanka, glad you made it. And let me give it to you, because she sells Trish. It's a one woman show, and she sells a package that has one 8-inch blade as well as one 4-inch blade that are super skinny and flexible, and they are the best thing to use for either Mokume gane or for mica shift. And the short blade is excellent for cutting canes. Now I'm putting Armor All on my paper towel to make the blade as little sticky as possible. And after I'm doing this, I'm going to post to you a link to my mini series on Mokume gane if you decide to do Mokume gane. That's the basics of Mokume gane. Okay, so now we are going to start shaving. And you want to shave practically only the tops. As much as possible. And what will this do? This is what you normally get with a regular Mokume gane, but because all of these are pearlescent, you will get on top of that the mica shift effect. So Yeah, sometimes I went a little bit over just the raised parts, and you can gather all this that you're shaving off to make another blue. Pearlescent blue. What you want to avoid are lines because of the fact that the blade goes through. Sometimes it might go at deeper cuts, and it will leave, like you see here, a line that is trying to shave through where I didn't go deep enough. And you don't have to go through all the layers. Trust me, once you, because normally I would tell you that you need to sand and buff this, but for the purposes of this live, whenever I'm working with pearlescents, I always do resin so you can see the results right away. You notice I am wiping my blade almost after every shave. There I went a little bit too deep. But it's going to be okay. I have this habit, and I don't know why. When I'm doing this, I'm tensing all my body, including having my feet on their toes. Why? I have no idea, but by the time I'm done with this, my feet hurt because I've been so tense. I had a friend who always, when she was doing something very delicate, she would stick her tongue out. Okay, I made a boo-boo here. And if that thing took too long, she would end up biting her tongue. So I need to be very careful when I'm doing certain things and not allow my body to get all tensed up. But yeah, next week is not going to be pretty. Okay, I want to go a little bit deeper than I did. But you will notice as I'm going through all this stuff that there is a very delicate gradient. It's not like if I had put just two colors. It's actually a little gradient, and you'll see when I'll get this up after I burnish it properly. Alright, so let's say that this is enough, and now I'm going to grab some wax paper, and I think I'm running out. I need to bring another roll here. Now for the wax paper, I know a lot of people recommend to you the little deli sheets. I find that, yeah, they might be more convenient because you don't have to cut stuff, but the convenience for me doesn't outweigh the costs, because I'm getting the wax paper at a dollar store, and it's about, per total, it's, I don't know, like 1/15 of the cost of deli sheets by how much I'm using. Right, so remember, because we are talking about the mica shift, you do not want to roll because you're going to change the direction of the mica particle. You only want to rub. And do not use regular printing paper, because number one, it's going to leach a little bit the clay, and number two, you won't be able to see through where you still have dips in your clay, like you see here and see here. Where it's whiter, that means that the wax paper did not adhere completely to the clay. So let's do this again. And do this until you don't have any more white. And you can also feel, I do have some here. It's not just the, see, don't press too hard, you just brush it slightly with your fingers, because if you press too hard, you're going to make the paper stick to the clay. And you can feel it with the tip of your finger if it's all nice. And what I'm going to do next is just get us something that can be resined so we can see the, what did I do with my mirror? I had it right here. Gremlins, I say. Get one of these. These are some cutters from Polyclay Play that I absolutely love. They are kind of like the cutters that I got from that company in Europe that's in the Czech Republic. So you can make very interesting earrings with these, because you can put them like this and make them dangle, or like this and make them dangle. You can make rows of them. You can make, because it's a full set of 7, you can make a, a necklace. Let me say hi to whom came and I didn't see yet. Hi Peggy. Hi Darla, glad you made it. Yeah, I hear you. You're like with me with my phone. So what I was talking about, you can make tiered necklace, either like this. And set them. You know, and double it for the other side. And or you can make it like this. I found them very interesting. Or you can make it kind of like this. And again, you double it. But as I said, I found them super interesting. So I'm going to put most of them inside and just use one to do the. I wish I had any control on the notifications, but unfortunately I do not. It's all YouTube, and I know a lot of people complained about, not just on my channel, and it happens to me too, that even if they have the bell clicked, it's not working. Okay, so I'm going to put this here and resin it really quickly so we can see the effect on it. Because by the time this is, I think Finnegan was on my table last night. For some reason he is completely obsessed with polymer clay. And yes, he steals beads and stuff. And he changes, he used to have a single cache of stolen things. Now he learned his lesson and he's changing his caches, so I have to check all over the house when I'm missing something. Alrighty, let's put this in. Now for the next thing, I'm going to do something that most of you know about. So let me put this to the side. And this will be our second style. So first I will need my black. Give me just a second. Let me get a regular black. Not the black, I'm sorry, graphite. And we are going to call this because, oh yeah, before I do anything else, I said I was going to show you the Mokume gane series. So this little series is giving you all the necessary. I'm not using a mirror to bake on necessarily. I do use it to bake on too, but it's because of the how easy it is to use for practically anything. The glass is oven safe, and also when it comes to resining, and I do a lot of pieces with UV resin and polymer clay. And that helps the resin cure faster because, of course, mirror reflects light. But you can find, I have in my Amazon influencer store. Give me just a second, because I wanted to show you, let me not lose my stuff. I have another series, another playlist that is about mica shift polymer clay jewelry. Let me link that to you too. So this is about mica shift, all kinds of mica shift techniques. And I was going to show you the give me just a second. Okay, if you look at, let me switch to the display. In my Amazon influencer store, let me actually link it for people who don't know it. You can find it on my channel in the about. Okay, if you can see, I have baking blanks, and also in the ovens and stuff, there is another thing that can help you. But in the baking blanks, you can see these, you can find better at your local improvement store. They are little glass tiles. Do not buy the ceramic ones, buy the glass ones. But as you can see, these ones, these are the mirror tiles I use, and you get 10 pieces for $12, so it's about $1.20 each, and they are very, very easy to use to bake on. This is why I'm using them, because I can put several. I have a big casserole dish. Let me get out of this. I have a big casserole dish that I'm using in my oven, and it fits 4 of these. So, and I'm using that casserole dish because I can tent it if I'm doing something that's very delicate, like flowers and stuff. I can tent it, and even if it's an electric convection oven, nothing will happen to it. Okay, so what we are going to do next, I'm going to use some graphite pearl and I apologize. Stuff is a mess in my house with my packing and things. So I'm trying to get enough of my crafting stuff packed that it wouldn't impede my lives and working. Yeah, that would enhance the light from the candles. That is a good idea. Okay, and then I'm going to get some white. the graphite is on the thinnest setting. I'm going to do the white 2 settings thicker. And I'm going to place, upside down my thing here. Then right under it is going to be the, make sure that I did it on the thinnest. And then I'm going to do the graphite and make sure I don't get any air bubbles. And we are going to actually do what is known mostly as the watercolor technique, which is honestly, the name has been proliferating by mistake, because initially the technique was torn paper, and I guess somebody at one point watched more than one tutorial at a time and confused them and started propagating it as the watercolor technique. And it's not a watercolor technique, it's a torn paper technique. But because of what we have here and because of the way it's going to look like, I'm going to dub it the broken ceramic technique. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do, I have quite a bit of a thickness here that I want to get rid of, but I don't want to get rid of it completely. I just need to get stuff a little bit thinner. So let me break up everything that is extra. Now remember, everything that I have here is, except for the white, and if you wish to, you can actually use white pearl, is pearlescent. So I'm going to grab my, what did I do with it? I had it right now, there we go. I was going to start. And I'm going to make a base. Let's consider this the base, and then proceed exactly like with the regular watercolor technique. So that means I'm going to actually get rid of these ends that already have stuff showing, because we don't want all that stuff to show. So this is not a super duper new exceptional thing. It's just combining two. I personally haven't seen anybody using this before but I don't doubt that somebody else might have come up with the idea. And of course, you can use this with a regular stamped Mokume gane, not necessarily the pearlescent one, but it will look pretty, trust me. So now I'm going to just get them make them slightly overlap, not by much, but you do need a little bit of overlapping to show the edges. And I think you can find the watercolor technique in my playlist of basic techniques. If you look in my channel, you'll see a tab that says playlists, and that's where you go for a whole bunch of stuff. I try to organize as much as possible the videos on my channel, because right now I'm way over 1,000 videos. Yeah, I know. I always have some of these mixes that you get when you do the mixing of colors, and they just look so beautiful that I keep them for a while. Put them in between cling wrap just to look at them, because if you don't use it right away, you cannot recondition those, because once you start reconditioning, the whole prettiness disappears. So you notice that whatever I'm doing from the edges, I'm trying to put on the edges so I don't have straight lines in my thing here. And I try to keep these at about the same size for all. You will get a little bit less as surface than what you had to start with, and that is normal because of the little overlapping that you get there. Let's try and end it here. I missed a little piece here. Well, there we go. So we got this whole thing. And then obviously you need to burnish. So always with burnishing, start first with your fingertips, because it is the easiest thing to do. You can go even more. And you're probably wondering why I'm not using my acrylic block. It's because I hope I didn't pass it. Yeah, I've been trying to find it before the live, but I couldn't. I'm just rubbing. not sure I'm gonna have. Well, I have a lighter blue there that I wasn't counting on. Alrighty, so this looks good enough. And once again, I'm going to remind you that I recommend that you sand and buff, but you go ahead and use resin if you cannot. So let's look at this thing first. I'm going to have to get them closer later, but let me get the bigger one. I'm going to have to hurry up because I'm starting to hurt. Oh, come on. Get out of here already. And of course you can use a cling wrap to get a nicely rounded border. And let's place it here and do a quick resining, and then we'll go ahead to do the third thing. And remember, you can use any kind of texture as long as it is deep, because if it is not, you won't be able to go through the layers. I should have gone more through the layers. My problem was that, again, remember, I don't have a lot of strength in my hands, so I didn't press that texture well enough. Okay, the third thing we are going to do with these mixes that hasn't much to do with Mokume gane, but has a lot to do with mica shift. Okay, I had one more. I had 4. I lost one. Oh well, we're gonna do it with just 3. Okay. And of course I had to drop it. Sorry about that. Alright, so, oh no, these are 2 together. That's why I didn't have 4. So, I'm going to grab one of them and get it into a thin layer. And this is the lightest, okay? Then I'm going to grab the second one into a thin layer. And the third one into a thin layer. And the fourth one into a thin layer. Alrighty, so I'm going to make a roll out of this. And wrap it in this. Then I'm going to get this a little bit thinner. Make it even. And I'm going to get a roll out of this. And wrap it in this. And if it is a little bit too long and too, but it's fine, you'll see here in a moment why it is fine. And then going to get this as thin as possible. Well, this will be a little bit thicker. As I said, this is going to be as thin as possible. And I'm going to actually add some of these here. Just a matter of using the most of everything. So these are going to get all thinned out, all reduced. And we are going to do a sort of tsunami cane, but because of the way we are going to cut it, it's going to get a very delicate ocean water effect. Now remember, whenever you cut any pearlescent or metallic, depending on how you cut it, you can get various effects. Alrighty, so just do it as even as possible. I'm trying to finish fast because, as I said, my back is starting to hurt. So I'm not going to go through perfect measuring, but I suggest that you measure. Okay, so we are going to kind of put these together relatively randomly. You can have two of the same kind next to each other just fine, but you want to have more than one kind and kind of create a little bit. It doesn't have to be round. You make it almost triangular. And I didn't use, I used them not very well. Anyway, so we get something like this. Then I'm going to cut this in about even. Again, I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing, so you need to measure, even if I am not. And this is going to be thinner, I mean smaller strips, and place them not in the same spot. Sorry, this was supposed to be like this. Some higher, some lower. Actually, let me bring closer because you don't see what I'm doing. Some in the middle, some not. They don't have to be perfect. Alrighty, so as you can see, this is half, so I'm going to cut this in half. And I mean this too. I didn't cut it just very good, but there's a reason why I try to finish. You know, once I start getting in pain, I don't have. Start making mistakes. So, and very gently twist it. So you can pull on these to come this way. Alrighty, I'm just gonna use this to cut. You don't want to get this very small. Alright. So of course you can cut it with a round thing here. That's place this here and put some resin on this too, and then we'll take a peek at them in close-up. And in the meantime, while it will be hardening, I am going to show you the close-up of the cane. And by the way, you can use the part that I used, only the little sausages, just for ocean water. So let me refocus here. There we go. This should be good. So you can see it looks like a wave. And you can make these even thinner if you want. Just a second. I was going to rearrange the lights to make them a little bit better for watching stuff. Let's see, without the glare. There we go. But you'll see when it's resined or obviously sanded and buffed how it is much better. Okay, we should be done real soon here. That's a long minute and a half. I think it should be only 1 minute though. And there we go. As soon as I can grab it. Okay, so the original. You can see the delicate Skinner blend there. Oh yeah, I am getting rest, don't worry. This is the broken ceramic, and you can see that because if you do because of the way you're placing those and they are completely discontinued, nevertheless it looks like broken ceramic. And a little, let me actually turn off one of them. There we go, much better. So using the same 4 colors, we could do 3 different effects, right? And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll try to. Obviously you can try other colors, and remember the color that I used for the darker blue is from hold on, let me put it up again. Not NIU. Okay, so now they changed. Now they are nurture handmade. Okay, so it's nurture handmade. It's not nurture soaps anymore. But you can get the mica powder in all kinds of colors. You can actually sort it. Let me see, mica powder. By color. So if we go, no, not by use, by color. So if we go by blue, you can see all these beautiful blues. And the one that I used is, sometimes they don't have the same colors all over, but you get a lot of I think it was the electric blue that I used. This is a 5-gram bag for $1.50, and you get a lot. I mean, you get a little bit more than what is in the Perlex little bottle. Okay, thank you so much, and please stay safe. We are looking at not very bad, not very nice. Let me actually show you what it says where I am. And I know that north of me it's going to be even worse. So this website, the National Weather Center, says 2. And you can see the high will be 13. So what scares me is Tuesday, because it says we might get freezing rain. So the freezing rain is scary in my area, because that means we might lose power. So you don't really want to lose power when it's that cold outside. So I hope to see you safe and sound next Sunday. And until then, thank you for being my subscribers. Thank you for being my members. And I love you all. Don't forget to check my affiliate links, and see you next Sunday. Bye.